Hey everyone, I'm Catherine Biroy, your personal growth and business coach, and I have just one mission to help you do what you love and make your dream business flourish. That's why I am inviting experts here with me to discuss certain topics. And I couldn't be more happier than to bring my dear friend here. She actually interviewed me a couple of weeks ago on her amazing podcast, and we had so much fun. Welcome, Kai. How are you today?
Hi, good. Thank you. Yeah, we did have a lot of fun. It was supposed to be 30 minutes and it went on for a whole hour.
Yeah, and I was laughing like crazy. Guys, she's so funny and she's so awesome, and I can't wait for her to share a few tips with you. First, I will say you that the Kai is a coach, speaker, and trainer for moms who are ready to make their side hustle their only hustle. She helps overworked and exhausted high achieving moms like myself to become the CEO of their business and life without sacrificing their family or big vision to do it. Kai's mission is to help women get out of stuck and into success. She helps women skip the DIY struggles and start making money and meaningful moves in their business. Kai's love for brain science, business, and mindset are all a part of her mission to help women live their best lives, to live their version of success without compromise. I needed to read this because I didn't want to miss anything. I am
Plus, like when I was doing your interview and I was like, oh my gosh, this is the coolest thing ever.
and that was the best introduction I ever had. She was like, guys, she was like, wait, I didn't finish.
Like it was so amazing. I was like, dang, and she's on my show? What?
Awesome. So, Kai, tell us, what do you think it's a real success?
Real success. So for me, real success I didn't figure this out until like midway as an adult. Not even midway, but you think you're supposed to know everything as soon as you leave high school. Like I had friends who since they were 12 knew they were going to be a doctor, knew all, and I was over here like, how do you know? And so I went into the world and I was like, okay, I gotta get, have a certain title, I have to make a certain amount of money, all those things. And when I went after those things, I was so unhappy. Like I would get promoted. And so I finally left. And during that time, I had had my two oldest kids while I was in corporate. And I was missing out on everything trying to obtain this idea of success. And because I would work 12 to 16-hour days, I would go in on my days off. And I would never see them. I would see them when they're sleeping.
Mhm.
And then hopefully on the weekend, I had enough energy to hang out, which normally wasn't true. I was usually very short tempered and just like, just let me sleep. And so I missed out on the first 5 years of their life. And I grew up in an entrepreneurial family, and we owned a family business, a restaurant. And I was like, I'm never going to open a restaurant. I never want to do it. It's a lot of hard work. But my mom got sick. And so I left corporate, and which is funny because I wasn't happy, but it was really hard for me to leave. And because I was like, I worked so hard for this success. And so I finally leave, and I'm sitting there in my car, just leaving my mom's, the restaurant. And I'm finally opened my coaching business, and I'm now working two jobs. So I'm working the same amount of hours. But what had changed was I was happy. And I was sitting there like, why am I happy right now? Like I'm in debt. I work two jobs now that I have to juggle, all these things. But it's because I was finally pursuing something, excuse me, that made my heart sing, like something that I wanted to do, and I could create my own time. So I picked up my kids from school. I dropped them off at school. I had, dinner with them. It was just all of a sudden I was living the life I wanted to live, and nobody could tell me that I couldn't. And so for me, that was this aha moment. I was like, past my mid 30s at this point, and I was like, how is it possible that I only figured this out now? And so that was when I got on my mission, like, I need to tell people about this. Women don't need to be stuck. And that's when I realized we're all chasing this idea of success, and in reality, that's not even what success is to us, but we don't know any different, right? And so for me, real success is living the life you want on your own terms.
This is so powerful. I was smiling because my parents also had a restaurant, and we share a little bit of that story, and I felt the same. And now I'm working a lot more than in corporate, but actually I'm the happiest I can ever be, you know, and
Yes,
I can feel that, and that's so powerful. And that's why I wanted to share this with people, because they teach us in school and in college what the success is, and that's how we behaved. But actually, if we are not happy and fulfilled, then I mean, what's the point, right?
exactly.
we need,
Exactly.
we need to follow our purpose and our heart calling, and everything falls into the right place, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
how do you live your success?
So I still help out at the restaurant because my mom, we come from an Asian family. I live right next door. So if she wants a night off, I'm going in, and I don't mind it. Now that I get to work my own business and I get to be with my kids, it's totally changed how happy I am and what I'm willing to do versus before. I was a bit more selfish because I guarded my time so much. Now I'm like, I'm happy. Like I can do this. So for me, I live my success by spending time with my kids, but not just spending time like sitting on a couch, but actually doing things with them that I feel like are going to create memories for them. So we try to bake together, which I'm horrible at. So all three of us don't know what we're doing. And most of the time, my middle daughter is like, that was good. Do you want another bite? No. Okay.
I know.
But for me, it's just they're so excited to do it. It doesn't matter that it never tastes good. But, just to be able to be a part of their lives and not be so angry and so tired all the time, and to be a better wife. I'm married to my best friend, and he was just, they get the bad end of the stick. Because it's like, don't touch me, don't talk to me, leave me alone, you do, and that was who I was when I came home. So living my success has meant being me, the best version of me. And I'm still trying to figure that out, but it's a process, right? We're never 100% perfect, but at least I'm going towards the person I want to be rather than the person I'm settling for. And so that's how I live my success every day. We go for walks with the kids before I have to go to the restaurant. When I'm coaching in the morning, my daughters sometimes walk in and I'm just like, but I get to coach these amazing women who get it, right? They're trying to leave corporate, or they own their own business and it's kind of taking over their lives and it's spiraling out of control. So they understand, and it usually makes them smile because that's what they're aiming for, right? Is to be able to have these kids in their life and be a good mom. But they're so ambitious. Like it's not like I had a baby and all of a sudden I was like, oh, my only ambition is to stay home and cook. We would all starve, number one. Number two, we would, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a good cook. We own a restaurant. I do not work in the kitchen, and people are thankful. And so for me, it's, I get to be with my kids and I get to do this job with women that I absolutely adore and love, because high achieving women, it's not like they gave birth to kids and no achievements. They still have drive. They just don't know how to get it out. And so that's like the best part of my job and the best part of my life, really, is being able to live in both worlds and not having to sacrifice one for the other.
Awesome, awesome. It's the same here. And when you said we are cooking all together, that's what I'm doing with my 3-year-old son, because he loves to be in the kitchen when I'm making something. Then he makes mess all over the place. But we're still
Yes.
cooking together.
Yeah, exactly. But then you're by yourself cleaning, like, oh man, let's do this together. Come on.
No, that's mom's job.
Yeah. Sorry, mom.
Sorry, mom, I did my part.
Yeah.
So, what is the myth of one day?
The myth of one day. It is this idea that we're going to work really hard right now, and one day we will be able to enjoy our lives. So it's this idea of like, okay, I'm going to go and I'm going to achieve all of these things. And then when I've achieved all of those things, be it 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road, then one day I will enjoy my life. I will get to hang out with my kids. I will get to travel the world and all of those things. I'll finally be happy because I mean, that's what we're taught, right? You work super hard. And I believe in working hard, but I don't believe in killing yourself to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think you need to not have fun while you're doing it, right? I mean, that's what this is, expert fun. Like it's about having fun. And so the myth of one day is just this idea that all of us have that I'm going to work super hard and I'm going to do everything that I have to do, sacrifice everything in order to one day find success, in order to one day be happy, one day hang out with my kids. I lived that way. And it was 5 years later, and I had missed both of my two oldest daughters. I didn't get to see their first words. I wasn't there. I wasn't there for their first step. None of those things. I watched them all on video from my babysitter or from their grandma. That was it. Mm-hmm. And so that is the myth of one day. It's this idea that one day you're going to be able to enjoy life. But in the meantime, you're missing everything. And you don't know what day your number is up. You have no idea. So why are we waiting? Yeah. So that is the myth of one day. It needs to be dispelled, people. Yeah. It's today.
So powerful. This is so powerful because just when something hits us hard, like for example, I had a disease that I was fighting with 10 years ago, and they told me you're going to die in a year and a half. I realized that, hey, wait, I might not live tomorrow. And I was first one who was living the one day. I'm going to finish this college very fast. I'm going to start working. I'm going to, get a lot of money. And then I got sick. And then what happened? I just don't have that one day anymore. So I completely changed my life and my perspective in order to, just live what I can live at this moment and realizing that I have only this moment. And even it's not about the quantity of time, for example, spending with my son, but as you said, the quality. We are making value for them. We are doing something. We are making mess in the kitchen. He's going to remember that. And that doesn't have a price. And me being present is priceless. So
Yes.
I completely understand you. And this is the message which needs to go out to all the women who are after success. And I have to admit, I'm much more successful now than I ever was. And if someone told me this like 5 years ago, I would say, yeah, sure. Like, I will have my business, which will give me more satisfaction and, money and everything than international company. No way. But yeah, there is a way. And, the fulfillment which we are feeling by doing what we love is, again, priceless. And that's something that, we need to feel that. They teach us other way because they need people who will work for them, and not for themselves. So we are changing the frequency now in the world.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, changing the frequency. That's a good one. That's exactly what it is, though.
Yeah.
And I think people give millennials a hard time, and yet they're kind of at the forefront of this idea in terms of like not wanting a job just for money, but wanting it for satisfaction. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what the rest, we come from. I think hard work is awesome, and I'm not discounting it. I think you do need to work hard. Like when I have clients, when I have an interview, I study, I do all of the things because I want to serve them as best as I can. But that's very different from like I work 12 to 16 hour days and I'm so tired that I'm drinking 10 to 12 cups of coffee a day and I'm barely performing. Like I'm doing my job, but I'm not doing it well. So if you can even if you are in corporate, your employees will be better for you if they have a better life and quality of life than if they work 12 to 14 hour days. But we have this idea that the more you work, the more valuable you are.
Yeah.
When in reality, pretty much after like hour 6, 7, you suck. Yeah. So you're taking my money at that point.
Yeah. You just can't provide the value. Yeah.
Yeah. And your brain is overloaded. And it's just like, But if we treated people like they had a life and they weren't just machines, we would get so much more from people. And so I think it's just this idea, right? You had the beautiful gift, and I know that it wasn't beautiful at the time, but of getting sick, and it has changed how you have showed up in your life.
Yeah.
Not everybody gets that gift. I mean, I know somebody who retired, worked hard, and then literally a year later after retirement was gone. And you had the opportunity to learn this at a younger age. So did I. I'm very, very fortunate. But that's why we need to share this with people, right? Because I don't want to see my friends at 55, 60 years old and they're like, wow, I'm finally going to go on my first trip.
Yeah.
And now it's harder for them to experience and enjoy it.
Yeah.
So if we can help people.
My mom was like that. She's now retired and now she say, no, I can live. Oh my, no, I'm not doing that.
That's so sad.
I'm not going on that path. Okay, now we're going to do a second part of the interview, which is called the expert fun, and I have something special for you. So you have like 10 seconds to answer my question and your experience with all these people. And you'll hear the bell ring when it comes up. My audience love this part because, it's a little bit like, come on now. And it's really funny. Okay. Are you ready?
I think. I don't have a choice, right?
No.
Okay. Whew. Let's do it. I'm ready.
Awesome. So, first question. Tell us 3 tips for transformation from a side hustle to hustle.
Okay. First tip, do the work. So what I mean by do the work is do the mindset work first and not just the strategy. Everyone's trying to do the strategy. And it keeps falling apart because they haven't really worked on the mindset pieces. And there's the foundational pieces of business, like who you serve, where they are, all of those things. And a lot of us just want to skip to like, let me make my website, get my business cards out, things like that. But we're not really thinking about the other pieces. Those are like really all 3 tips, if we're being honest. Work on the mindset, do the pieces first before you just kind of go out there doing the visual stuff, and get in front of people, like in real life. Get in front of people, network. And then you're going to start to really know if your side hustle has a chance, if people are interested, if you're going in the right direction, versus waiting until you've created all the things. And then when it's perfect, let me put it out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Because you're just going to keep working on that side hustle because it will never be perfect.
Yeah.
And so, and as high achieving women, we're so like tied to that outcome that sometimes it holds us back.
Yeah, I tell that to my clients always. They come with these ideas already prepared, but wait, you don't even know if people need your product. Don't make the same mistake I did. So I worked 9 months creating something and then I went out. No, first you go out, then you create something.
100%. That was me, like 3 years.
I think that we all made that mistake, but we learn. I mean, we grow and we learn. Okay.
Yeah.
Second question: what's your best advice for overworked and exhausted high achieving moms?
Take care of yourself. Really honest to God, truly take care of yourself. It took me a long time to figure this out, but when I would spoil myself or take care of myself, all of a sudden I was able to show up better. And I think as high achievers, we often put ourselves on the back burners. And as women, we often put ourselves on the back burners and we're taking care of everybody else. But we're doing it from a depleted place. If you were to just take care of yourself, you would take care of people from the overflow, not from the source. And that's so important. I know it sounds so woo-woo, but hey, it really works. And honest to God, exercise and eating well. I know I'm the first one. I love nachos and chips and ice cream. But since I've had to, because I was not feeling well, so since I've had to kind of leave that life behind, I feel so much better just going swimming every day, going for a walk. I don't do like crazy stuff. Like I do easy things, but just moving my body has helped my confidence and helped me really my brain. I feel like I'm more clear if that, I don't need as much coffee anymore. And those are all beautiful things.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I didn't even want to stop you because you were saying what's in my mind all this time, because I was the first one who was a people pleaser and who didn't take care of herself first, but everyone else. When I
yeah,
change that, and when I have me time, and when I'm doing something with myself, for myself, and enjoying, and just the little things, I perform better, I give better service, I am happier. That's the most important
yeah,
part. And
yeah.
everything falls into right place. So and I am the overworked and exhausted high achieving mom. So
I feel you.
I pass this for myself. Okay, and the third question, why we should be our own boss?
Because, sorry, can you hear my daughter? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no,
Um,
yeah, as usual.
because you get to do this, you get to be with your kids and you get to work for yourself, but really because you get to be in charge of what your life looks like. Now, I'm not saying being your own boss is for everyone, but I think there's a lot of women out there who are so much more talented than they realize, and their fear is keeping them from working for themselves and creating their own success.
Yes.
So I mean, if you can connect with that, like what you really offer people, and I don't mean I create a beautiful website, but I'm a really good listener. I'm really good at problem solving, like really connect to what you're good at. And then you get to create a business that you love, serve people you love. You get to create a lifestyle that you love and live the life that you want to live right now versus, hey, when I get my retirement pension in 20 years, right? So that's why I'm a huge proponent for creating your own business and being your own boss, because I don't have to ask somebody for vacation. I don't have to ask them when my kid is sick. Oh, do I have enough time? Like I get to be the orchestrator of my own life and I am in charge of my own success. I'm not dependent on somebody else paying me for that. So I think it's just, you got to do it. Get a coach, get people who can mentor you, but they will help you, like you and I, they will help you skip those years of DIYing and creating something that's never going to work. You know what I mean? So that's like my biggest, be your own boss. It's awesome.
It's definitely awesome. I didn't forget this. I didn't forget, but I was, listening to you and just remembering myself like few years ago. And, when I wasn't so connected with myself, when I knew that I can do something more, but, I was trying this and that, and until I found my own place, my own space, my own people. And it's incredibly beautiful when you have support all over the place, when you can help someone, when you just can see the face of your client, when you save them like 3 years in just 1 hour. That's
Yes.
priceless. That's
Yes.
amazing. They feel amazing, you feel amazing, we all grow, and it's just beautiful. And I encourage everyone to try to do that. At least try next to your corporate. Just try a side hustle until you decide to make it your own business.
Right.
We are definitely on the same page. So Guy, tell us a little bit where people can find you.
So I am on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn at Success All Day, all of the places. I have a podcast, the Success All Day podcast. I like to make it really easy.
Podcast, amazing.
Catherine was a guest, so obviously it was good. And also at my website, which is www.successallday.com. And Alday is spelled with one L. It's actually my last name. Play on words. I married into the right family for the right name. And so you find me in all those places.
Awesome. And you have a gift for our audience today, right?
I do. I have the map to your success mindset. And I feel like it's easy for us to have this conversation about what success is, but then how do you then create it? And so, because it's really easy, right, to dream the dream. Sometimes it's hard, but most of the time it's easy to have that beautiful vision of what you'd like your life to look like. But then how do you actually get there? And so the map to your success mindset are the 4 things that you need to have in order to get from A to Z, right? And it's just a map to really help you know what it's going to take for you to actually get there and how to problem solve along the way. So
Awesome, awesome. I believe everyone who came here to listen to this needs to get that, because if you don't get that, guys, you are going to struggle for years like I did, and you don't want that.
yes, it's like the things that you wish people would have told you, you know, like, oh, I need to do this. Okay.
Yeah, and it's much easier when someone who went through that path actually tell you, hey, just try this, it's going to work,
Yes.
and everything is going to be okay. And I love to say that we should live a life without regrets. So don't wait for one day and don't get to the island of excuses or however, but try that today, because you don't know when is your last day actually, and you don't want to wait retirement to travel now, and try to create life. If I could, if Kai could, everyone can. So join us,
Yes.
and we will help you with that. Thank you so much, Kai, for being my guest today. And
Oh, thank you for having me.
my pleasure. Bye.